This is the story of the worst influencer scam I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them, okay? I'm practically a connoisseur at this point. The new allegations coming out on, quote, Save the Kids token.
Some breaking news out there tonight, guys. Effective immediately, Faze Clan has now suspended 3 members and removed 1 more following alleged schemes in a cryptocurrency scam.
Faze K was just kicked from Faze Clan.
Scam the kids! Faze members, mainly Faze K, they had this cryptocurrency and they sold it right away. It was supposed to be to save the kids, and yeah, they basically scammed their fans. That's what everyone is saying.
Oh man, I've not done one of these in so long. I said a while back that I would only do these kind of sit down videos if there was something that I actually, you know, kind of needed to talk about. And this is a topic that's kind of pretty important to me in a way. But if you guys kind of don't know what's going on, or you haven't been keeping up with, you know, the whole drama and everything, a few of the Faze members, including Jarvis, K, Teeqo, and Nikan, they've all kind of been involved in this like scandal, this cryptocurrency scandal. I don't know everything about it, but I know a little bit. And basically from what I know is they were pushing this crypto coin. It was called Save the Kids, and it was supposed to, you know, it was being promoted as kind of like a charity kind of crypto coin, and all the money was going to be donated to some kind of charity or something like that. And apparently they were pushing it as, you know, this Save the Kids kind of scheme. And then they basically did this thing which is called a pump and dump, where they had the investors' money, they pushed this coin, and once their fans started putting money into this coin, you know, hoping that they would make money back because kind of that's what they were promoting, they would basically pull out. And this kind of got found out because, you know, all the crypto wallets, they're all like, you know, visible to the public, and people started, you know, digging through K's and all of their kind of wallets, and there's a lot of evidence, you know, kind of involving this. So there's no way around it to say, you know, there's no proof when there's a lot of evidence out there. It's all public information. So the reason I'm kind of making this video is because if you guys have been following me for a while, you would know how big of a supporter I am for Faze Clan. I've worked with them in the past, I've worked with a lot of their members in the past, and you know, I really grew up with them, you know, just like you guys probably, you know, went through your whole high school or your whole whatever middle school, you know, following them, and they were kind of like family to you in a way because, you know, you watched them every single day, you were so heavily involved into their lives. And real quick, before I kind of get into everything, I just want to say, you know, on this topic, I think it's important to kind of mention the topic of change. And, you know, people and just things change, you know, and I think we as human beings, we tend to hold one perception of how someone or something was, and we kind of go with that and, you know, set this expectation for the rest of their life of how they are supposed to be. And I think, you know, I kind of did the same. You know, I saw Teeqo, you know, he was one of my favorite, you know, members or YouTubers to even watch at the time. And, you know, I kind of saw him as how he was in the New York house in 2014 and developed this perception and expectation of how he's supposed to be for the rest of his life. And I think when you kind of do that, you're basically setting yourself up to, you know, be disappointed because you can't expect anyone to stay the same for the rest of their life. But not to say anything about this situation is good, but like, you can't expect someone to stay the same person they were. And I saw a lot of people kind of saying, you know, they expected this from K or Jarvis because they clickbait, but then Teeqo and Nikan, you know, that were the original Faze members that were really disappointed. And, you know, I felt the same way until I kind of really thought about it. I'm like, we expect something of someone because when we first saw them, that's how they were. And I think we developed this expectation of, you know, they have to stay and keep the same values throughout their whole lives. It's very far from the truth. You know, if you look at yourself, say from a year ago, you're a completely different person. You know, you probably think differently, you hang around different people, you do different things. And that's kind of what I'm getting across to you guys is these guys have lived, you know, in the spotlight in LA for the past like 5-6 years. And, you know, in that amount of time, you will change no matter what, but especially living in LA, like that's going to change you a lot. And again, not to kind of cushion what they did, but just keep that in mind. Now, I kind of wanted to make this video to kind of just talk about whether or not I still support Faze. And, you know, when you hear the word Faze, you initially kind of, especially if you're someone like me, you kind of think back to the New York Times. You think of like a family. You think of a group of people that, you know, are family basically, that make content that, you know, inspire you. And I don't think that's what Faze is anymore. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, you know, Faze, not even in a bad way, Faze is just more of a company now. They are less of a family and more of a company. And that's something that I've slowly realized. And that was kind of a big reason why I didn't go for the Faze 5, along with kind of everything else that was happening in my life. Things are just different now. I love Faze. Like Faze, no matter what, it will always be a goal of mine. for as long as, until I get in. Like Faze will always be a goal of mine. That's why I can kind of be honest about it. Like Faze isn't really how it was. It's more of a company now, more of like a money kind of business now. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, from a business perspective. You know, Faze had this opportunity of turning their brand into something bigger than just what they were. And now they're worth a lot of money. They have a lot of prospects in their business. It doesn't really align with how I view things, if that makes sense. Even when they put out that statement regarding, you know, this whole situation with this cryptocurrency scam, kind of what they said in their statement made me realize this even more. You know, they said they did not have any involvement with any of the members' actions. Faze do not stand by this. If you think about it, like from this time compared to back then, like Faze was associated with every member. Any member's actions was a reflection of Faze, and that was Faze because the members were Faze. But now, if that makes sense, I think I'm confusing the fuck out of everyone. I'm sure a large percent of the Faze brand is owned by investors, people that kind of just had a lot of money to put into Faze. And they don't want their reputation to go bad, obviously. And that's kind of what I'm saying is like the actual team itself isn't really a family anymore. It's more kind of just investors, and then they have the members in there that kind of push the brand more. Again, nothing wrong with that because, you know, it's from a business perspective, it's the right thing to do. And when it kind of comes to, you know, this whole cryptocurrency scam, I was disappointed when I saw it because I was like, shit, man, like these were my role models. Like these guys inspired me to do YouTube. They inspired me to do so many things good in my life. You know, again, it's all allegations, but kind of from what I saw and, you know, what kind of came out is it really doesn't look good. It does not look good. Jarvis, Teeqo and Nikan, they were all living together for I think like the past 6 months or even longer, and they're the only ones kind of involved in the situation. So there was obviously like something kind of going on there. K was the only one that got kicked because apparently he kind of led the whole thing. And Nikan, Teeqo and Jarvis, they're all just suspended at the moment. Deep down, I think we all just want them to kind of be the, you know, the New York people that we knew, but, you know, eventually people grow up, man, and like, people do things and people change. You know, I think it's an important lesson for everyone to kind of take from this is that people do change, and to not hold expectations towards people. Don't expect someone to be at a certain standard of how you viewed them at one point in their life, because you're going to be disappointed. Regardless, I kind of want the whole story to come out and, you know, everyone to make their own video so I can kind of see more about the situation, and I might make an update video about this. But regardless, that's just kind of my take on it. From watching them every single day during high school to working with them and even getting to know some of the members, you know, they really changed my life. And, you know, that's why I felt like I had to make this video. But I hope you guys, you know, did take something from this video. If you did, make sure to leave a comment, just kind of expressing your thoughts on the situation. And let me know how long you guys have been supporting them, because man, it's an interesting situation to see. A bit disappointing, but yeah, I hope everything kind of works out the best, you know, whatever's supposed to happen. But I hope you guys, you know, do take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, you've enjoyed this video? Well, consider subscribing and turning on those notifications. Also, maybe drop a like if you want as well. You know, it's free. Take care of yourself.